Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party. It's Friday night. What? Tonight is a how-to fall foliage. I'm gonna talk to you about the pre-planning, things that you should put your mindset about when you're going to paint fall foliage. You know, the colors. You know, everybody's like, oh, I know what colors they are, and, you know, we use oranges and yellows and reds and all of that, but that's not all you need to do. So I'm going to tell you all the other stuff that you need to do with acrylic paint, so this way your fall foliage goes from here and what it looks like, or maybe your reference picture, to your canvas, and make your creations that much better, because they're already good. They're already good that you're creating. Alright, the paint I poured is the blue, the red, the yellow, and the white. I'll let you know what brush I'm using when I'm using it. Say hello, hello, hello if you're practicing with me tonight. Let me know if anyone's practicing with me tonight. Okay, and we're going to go over different concepts as soon as I start some roll call. 6,000%. Oh, I gotta go over my stuff. Okay, all my videos are kid-friendly, so I'm gonna try to watch this thing. If you guys could watch your comments, that would be great. All the replays are available on Facebook for 30 days, and then you have to head on over to YouTube. YouTube is the same exact name, Eve's Creations Paint Party. If you'd like to own an Eve's Artistry original artwork, which you do, and also holidays are coming up. You can't get any more one-of-a-kind than an original painting. Head over to my Etsy shop. That's Eve's Creations Art on Etsy. Okay, like I said, all my videos are free to watch. Tips are appreciated. Stars is enabled through this broadcast. You could also send stars on my videos that I post on the page. And I also have Venmo and PayPal. These are the only two things that I have. I have Zelle too, sorry, but that would be a direct message to get that information. So just make sure that you are selecting the right things, okay? And if you send support at $5 or more, I send you out the free detailed brushes. So direct message me your address if you ever have any questions for me or concerns, or you're working on something and you'd like me to take a look at it. Direct message me and I will answer you. That's the quickest way. If you don't want to DM through Facebook, you could always email me. Same name, Eve's Creations Paint Party at gmail.com. Okay. Did I cover it all? Did I get it all? All right. Who's coming up in here? Tina's here. Hello, 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 Tina. How are you, darling? What's going on? And I saw the little frog, so I know Joan's in here. Hello, Joan. How are you, sweetheart? And let's see who else we got. Cindy's hanging out with us. Hello, 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 Cindy. How are you doing? Okay. So, doing fall foliage, right? The first thing you got to think of is your background, right? There's 3 types of backgrounds I'm going to talk to you about. The one thing, 2 of them, is choosing a blue or a purple background. And the reason we're doing that, I'm just grabbing my 1-inch flat I call Big Boy. Alright, and I'm going to grab blue and white paint. Okay, and I'm going to come out over here. Now, the reason I suggest blue with a fall foliage picture is because blue is opposite the color wheel of orange. So, it is going to make your fall colors on your trees and your shrubs and everything else pop. Okay, and I want to blend this out. So I am just cleaning off my brush and I'm grabbing a whole lot of white paint. And I just want to soften this out because of what I'm doing. So I'm just grabbing a whole lot of white paint and I'm softening this out. Because this is where my light source is going to come in. Okay, so another background that you can choose, another background color would be purple. And so I'm grabbing red, okay, and I'm going to grab that blue, okay, and I'm just going to crisscross All right, now the reason I say to choose purple is because yellow is opposite purple on the color wheel, right? And so they make each other pop. All right, so when you're doing your fall foliage, you want to keep those things in mind, right? We didn't even do the plants or anything yet, but we're already thinking, what do I want? How do I want it? What's my reference picture look like? What's the picture in my mind look like, right? We're taking all of those things into consideration. Okay, so I am going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. I'm going to make it on the moisty side. And I'm just going to crisscross and marry all of these lovely little things going on together. So I added a little water to my brush as the paint is drying to soften that all out. Now I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. I'm going to grab white. We're grabbing white. Okay, just white. I'm going to go in the middle. Now, another background you see a lot is the sun-kissed background, right? So you have the sunny in the center, right? And then all of the foliage coming out of the center has the sunlight filtering through it. That is a pretty popular background. We've done a few paintings with that background. It's a pretty popular background for fall. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. And I added the white as a barrier to the blue because I don't want this to turn green. And I'm going to grab my yellow paint and I'm going to come in here and put my yellow paint. Okay, now am I going to get green tones? Yes. Do I care? No. Alright, but you can see all I grabbed was yellow paint. And you can see how much the yellow is popping off of the canvas because the purple is around it. Okay, and if I turn this a little bit orange, which I'm just going to grab some red, that is going to pop as well. Right, so you can see that these colors are going to wind up popping off of the canvas because, well, take my word for it, because the glare, you guys can't see it popping. But that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so I am just marrying this all together. Why? Because I think it looks pretty cool, that's why. Hi, Carolyn. How are you doing, sweetheart? That's why I'm marrying it all together, because I think it looks cool. Okay, so that is the first things I wanted to go over with you is the fact that you got to pay attention to what your background is. If you're going to do a painting that has a lot of oranges in it, what background color are you going to use, guys? Who was listening? Or who's just coming in and saying hello and being like, what is this crazy chick up to again? If I'm doing oranges, what's the background color I want? I'm just grabbing white and playing now because I like what this thing is doing. Going once. Blue! Good job, Carolyn. Good job, Tina. You guys are awesome. I love yous. Alright, if I'm doing yellow, what background color am I picking if I'm doing yellow? Yellows, if I'm doing yellows. Blues, you got it, Heather. What's going on, doll? Very good. Very good. No, 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 no. Blue is for orange. I'm Sorry, guys. I totally missed you. Joan got it purple, and Tina got it purple, and Heather, if you're doing oranges, you want... Now, what the heck am I talking about? If you're doing oranges, you want blues. If you're doing yellows, you want purples. There you go. I'll spit it out of the mouth eventually. I'm telling you, the brain had it correctly. The mouth just couldn't do it. So you all did excellent. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, cheese and crackers. And you guys come back every week. I don't know why. Alright, that being said, I'm going to do my ground color, right? Now, the ground color doesn't really matter. Whatever you want it to be. But I'm telling you right now that all of your fall colors, your red, your purple, your red, your yellows, right, your browns, they're all see-through. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. They're all see-through. So, for them to show up with acrylic paint, I mean, unless you're using like heavy body, high tinted quality, like insane paint that we can't afford. Thanks, Heather. They're all see-through. So unless you add white to them, you're not going to see them. Okay? So unless you add white to them, you're not going to see them. And this comes in handy, though. It's going to come in handy later on that they're see-through. And I'm going to show you why. So down here, I added the white that had blue in it, because heaven forbid I grab any more. Thank you, Heather. I was agreeing with the first word. Oh, goodness gracious. And I grabbed the dirty white with blue in it, and I'm grabbing my yellow and my red. And I'm going to have sun glow, right? If you're doing sun glow, you got to pay attention to the sun glow. Here's my glow. So make sure I'm going to put some sun glow on the bottom. So I'm grabbing white, right? What did I just say? You have to grab white with your fall colors to make them come out, right? They don't like to come out and play without their friend white. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, and we'll go over here, fill this in, fill this in, fill this in. Alright, there we go. Okay, foliage, right? We're going to drop some trees in. I'm just going to grab my blue paint with some red paint. Nobody said your tree trunks had to be black. Blue and red make a very dark, pretty purple color. Right? I'm pulling it along my palette, making sure my big boy, hey, Marcia, has a nice straight edge. Cut you. Okay, and we're going to drop in some tree branches. There's one. There's one. Okay, got to fix my brush again. Okay, let's do another one, kind of bendy, bendy. There we go. Fix my brush again. Always look down at your brush. Always make sure what's on your brush is what you want, and your brush is how you want it. Because, guess what? If you got globs on your brush, or your brush edge isn't straight and thin, and, right? You're not going to get thin lines. That's just the way it is. It might not have anything to do with your skill set, and everything to do with the fact that you didn't check your brush before you started painting with it. 6,000%. Okay, and let's do another. Okay, let me get all that. Now, the paint goes into your brush. See how it's like into the middle of the brush there? And my edge is not straight and thin anymore. You need to press that out. So every once in a while, you want to press your brush out, wipe it on a paper towel to get all that paint out of the middle of the brush So then you get a nice pointy edge again. Okay? Now I'm going to go back to that dark purple color that I made. Happy Friday the 13th, Marcia. And with a nice thin straight edge, I'm going to throw in a little guy right here. Shoop, there it is. Alright, so we want this guy bigger. This guy here. A little bit bigger. This guy bigger. Right? I'm making, okay, perspective, right? We've talked about perspective, right? Small and thin, fatter, longer, fattest, longest, right? Things are coming at you. Okay, so I'm thirsty. Cheers, everybody. I got iced tea. March is in the house. Woo woo. Okay. So, the other thing I want to talk about is when you're doing the smushing. Okay? So, there's preliminary smushing, right? Because things are, the paint, I told you, is see-through. And you want to put layers in before you put in. Woot woot! He doesn't like it. I don't blame him. Alright, so you want to put your layers in, or values, I should say, before you try to put your final colors on. And it all depends on what you are trying to do. Now, I want to turn around and I'm going to have in this area darker, and then it's going to be lighter up in this area, and then this area is going to be sun-kissed. Okay, so that is my plan. Okay, so in the area that's sun-kissed, I'm not doing anything because we want the colors to be see-through and translucent, if you may. Alright, in the areas that are darker, I'm going to put a brown base. So I'm going to get Fluffy out, right? A large Fluffy. And I'm going to grab that purple and the yellow and some whites, a little bit. Alright. And I'm going to make myself a dark brown. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put in some smashy. Another thing you guys want to pay attention to is how you create your bushes. You do not, Joan, want to make shapes or do patterns. That is not a shape. It is not a triangle. It is not a square. It is not a rectangle. It is just bushes in a pile. Mushes to make bushes. Okay? Mushes make bushes. No shapes. Right? Another thing you do not want to do is make patterns. Okay? And we're going to go over that when I do the final coloring of this foliage. Alright? So, I'm going to do my smush where I want all my darker foliage to be. Okay, so this is where my darker foliage is going to be. And this is brown with white in it. And I'm gonna, I've seen you guys' work, and that's why I decided to do this, because you guys are making some very common mistakes, and that's okay, because you're all learning. Alright, this is going to be sun-kissed, this is going to be brighter, but I want to put some darker pieces back in here. Trees do not follow the branch. They do not make shapes. It is the same as the bushes. Mushes make bushes. Okay, so, and there's hardly any paint left on my brush now. I just want to add some dark values. So this way, you'll see some shadows going on as you add the rest of your foliage. So, see how many things we have done so far? And we didn't even paint our fall colors yet that we wanted. You definitely do, Joan, and I love you for it. You definitely do. It's awesome watching you guys progress as artists. It's awesome. Alright, so we did all this stuff. And we didn't do any fall colors yet. You guys notice that? Right? We didn't do anything to do with our foliage yet. Okay, so I am just randomly, with hardly any paint on my brush, putting in some darker color. Okay? See? Soft. Random. Splotchy, splotchy. All over the place. Mushy, mushy. No shapes. No patterns. None of those things going on. Splashy, splashy. Mushy, mushy. Technical terms. Technical. Alright, so look at that. Check that out for a second. Soak it in. We have Tina here, Joan, Cindy, Carolyn, Heather, and Marcia hanging out with us. Hey, Becky's here. What's up, Becky? Hello, Becky. Is the season slowing down for you yet? I know you're always busy. I'm also letting this dry. You're wondering what I'm doing. We are letting this dry so it doesn't become mushy. Alright. That's another... Now, notice I said that very, nonchalantly, but it's a very important step. Let your layers dry. I'm telling you guys a lot of stuff today. There's a lot of key points, okay? So let your layers dry. If you do not let them dry, as beginners, you're going to wind up with mushy. Okay? As you get more advanced, you can turn around and do your layers while other layers are still wet, but that all comes with a lot of time. For now, let your layers dry. Okay, so now I'm going to put in where my lighter areas are going to do. What's up, Tamara? How are you, sweetheart? So I'm going to grab some white with some yellow. I don't want to do white. Right? Because that'll be in your face. Alright? I want to do some white. And I'm going to grab some yellow. Okay? Just to dull it down. And a smidge of red. So, maybe like a really light peach color. Okay? And I'm going to come in. And here's my sun. Right? Okay? Where's my sun going? Those ways. Okay, so anywhere I think the sun's going to hit, I'm going to tap in very lightly this lighter color. Again, no pattern. Here, there, not everywhere. Wherever my sun's going to hit. Going up this path. Okay, no patterns. Alright, I'm also going to do, with hardly any paint on my brush, the tippies of where the tippies of my trees would be. Okay? Notice I didn't touch this guy, because that's all going to be see-through. Alright? Now, I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. And now I'm going to grab just white. And I'm going to put the just white where I want yellow to be when I'm all said and done. Alright, so this tone, the peachy lighter tone, for your oranges, your reds, those colors are going to wind up on top of this. The just white is where you want your yellows to be. Okay, so where I want my yellows to be. So I want yellows to be here. And let's say this middle tree is the majority yellow tree. Okay, so I'm going to put a whole bunch of yellows on that. Okay. I'll grab just white over here, and don't make patterns. I know that everybody in this chat right now wants to make this tree the other yellow tree. Right? Because this tree was the yellow tree. You all want to make this tree the yellow tree. I know you do. Don't do it. I'm going to make this tree the yellow tree. And very lightly with very little paint. And if you wind up with a big sploosh, like I just wound up with a big sploosh. I wound up with a big sploosh because I had too much paint on my brush. See that big sploosh? You can just take a damp paper towel, smash it out. Right, now for my bushes. Right, I want to have a yellow bush here. Okay, and now I know all of you want the other yellow bush to be on the opposite side, completely symmetrical. Don't do it. I'm going to put a yellow bush here. I did forget to put the peach in my foliage, so we're going to grab the peach. Okay, put the peach tones in. Because I forgot. Peach tones. Again, no patterns, no shapes. Smushin', mushin' the bushins. No patterns, no shapes. Alright, I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush. And now I'm going to go for my see-through stuff, right? Red, yellow, orange. They're all see-through pigments. So that is going to make the sun-kissed areas. So, guys, we did all this and we're finally going to put our fall colors in. Woot, woot. So I'm going to grab just yellow on my brush. And I'm going to add just yellow, which you cannot see. You can see it very up close. Okay, and then I'm going to grab just red. Which came out very dark. So, I'm going to take my damp paper towel and I'm just going to dampen that out. Okay, so that's how you do that. Put the red, damp paper towel, dampen it out. Reds. Notice I'm moving my paper towel in all different directions. I'm not going doot, 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 doot. I'm going this way, that way, this way, that way. Right? All different directions. I didn't grab any more paint on my brush. I'm picking a new section of paper towel every time I go to do this. Okay? So this way you're not re-mushing everything on there. New section of paper towel. All different directions. And if you use dirty paper towel, you're going to get colors where you don't want them. Alright, put some red here. Still didn't put any more paint on my brush. If you notice, it's getting to the point of where I don't have to dampen it out anymore because there's less paint on my brush. Whoop, just dropped my brush. Come on! Right, and that's your sun-kissed areas right there. I'm pouring fresh, clean yellow paint. I'm going to grab some whites with some yellow. Right? Here, there, not everywhere. I'm going to tap in very lightly. Some bright yellow spots. Hi, Kimberly. What's going on, darling? Okay. Yellow with some whites. Very little paint on my brush. Here, there, not everywhere. And as the paint runs out, you can do a little smash, smash, a little harder. And I'm just going to go back in, soften these areas out with no paint on my brush. It's the same thing as the paper towel. So you can do it with a brush that doesn't have any paint on it, or you can do it with the paper towel, whichever one you're more comfortable with. Again, no patterns, no shapes. No patterns, no shapes. Right, wiping off a paper towel, softening these spots up. And I'm bouncing my brush around. See my brush? It's bouncing around. It's making all fun things happen. Okay? Hello, 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 Kimberly. How are you doing, sweetheart? No patterns, no shapes. Bouncy, bouncy. Mushy, mushy. Light, light touches. Soft, soft. Little bits of paint. Building it up. Layer and layer and layer and layer. Alright. So now we got our yellow trees. I'm going to grab the yellow. And I'm not going to just put it on the white areas. I'm putting it all around. Where the white areas are is where the yellow is going to pop. Okay, same with the other tree that's not in the exact same place. You guys getting what I'm putting down here, guys? Okay, and I always start with the lightest color first. And you always put more on your canvas than what you want, because yellow gets chewed up and disappears very, very, very easily. Alright, now I'm going to grab some yellow and some red. Small amount of red. You don't need a lot of red at all. Okay, yellow and red, small amount of red. Got myself a nice orange. I'm going to put in some orange. I keep forgetting to do my foliage on the bottom. Why are you guys not reminding me to do my foliage that's on the bottom? Just yellow and red, no whites this time, because we already put in and notice I'm picking like a tree, right? So this tree is my orange tree. This tree was my yellow tree. This tree was an orange tree. Okay? Do not go yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange. Yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow. Unless you're in a manicured garden, it doesn't grow like that in nature. There's no the only landscaper in nature is Mother Nature. And she does not do patterns. Okay? Alright, I got to do the orange on the bottom. You guys are supposed to remind me, do my foliage on the bottom. Right? And I'm remixing orange every time I'm doing this, so I'm getting different shades orange. Alright? So you don't need to mix a huge pile of color. Okay? You can start off with small piles, and then every time you remix them, you will get a little darker, a little lighter, all of those kind of things going on. Okay, I'm going to swirl tap dab my brush because I forgot to put the yellows on the bottom. Alright, so I got nice clean yellow paint, and where I put these whites in, I'm going to put the yellow on it. I'm not following exactly where the white is. I'm smashing in that area, and wherever the white is going to make the yellow pop. Okay, I'm also going to do another layer of yellow. I'm just going to scruff some yellow paint back and forth. Very little paint. Small amounts. You know how we always do our yellow glazing? That's what I'm doing. Because this paint is dry, right? Don't do this if your paint's wet. If your paint's wet, you're just going to wind up smushing everything across your canvas. You have to wait until the paint's dry. So, very, very, very little paint. Okay. So, the last color I'm going to put on is the reds. And I do it as the last color because it's very, very, very strong. Red will eat everything if you let it. Okay? So keep that in mind. It's very, very, very strong. So, my suggestion to you guys is to take, since you're just learning, thank you, Carolyn. Put the red on your, let me get some clean red. Yes, I wanted to use that pile that was all in the brown. I did. I totally do. But I will grab clean red. Just for you guys. Alright, I got some clean red right there. My suggestion to you, because you need very little paint, so put the red on your fluffy brush, and I know I tell you to smash it on your palette to get rid of your red and everything else, but do yourselves a favor and smash it on a paper towel. Okay, look at all that red paint that came off. Now, go in adding your red bits. Okay, this way it does not overpower your painting. So I'm grabbing red paint on my brush. I'm smashing off the extra red paint. And you just smash until you get like that. Once it's like that, you know you're going to be okay. If you smash too much off, you can always grab more. So I would smash until it winds up not, see how it was a big goopy glob and now it's getting less goopy? Then you can go in and you should be okay. Right? And I'm grabbing more paint right now. I'm going to smash. Right? I should be okay now. It's not that. It's that. Thank you, Tamara. I like red, so, and I'm doing a very light touch. And if you guys need or want these fluffy brushes and the big boy brush and everything else, I do sell the brush sets, so you just have to direct message me. Thank you, darlings. Thank you. Okay, if you have any questions, 6,000%, ask me your questions. We're getting to the finish line here. Also, if you have any ideas for fall, I do have an announcement to make. It's kind of a heavy-hearted announcement, but it has to be done. It's been something I've been thinking about for a while, and anyways, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Okay, guys, and then the last thing you would be doing, Joan, you can direct message me something special, and you can let me know what you're talking about. You've been around long enough. All right, Tamara, you have a lovely evening. Okay, so we're going to finish up putting some red areas in. Then I'm going to take some of this yellow, right? And here, there, not everywhere, guys. Don't keep smashing and smashing and smashing and smashing, because you will wind up with big mushy messes, and you don't want big mushy messes. Okay, so the last thing you do is you put your trees back in. Alright, so this is not a lesson on trees, but I will take my big boy brush and I will grab that purple that I made before. And here, there, not everywhere. Okay, you will put your tree stems back in. Hi, Sharon. No worries, honey. Alright, those are more blue than I wanted, but you guys get it. So the last thing you do is you put your tree trunks back in, you put your tree limbs back in, you mix in all of your little branches in your areas, what we've covered, maybe some flicky-doos, right? Fill in with some details. Okay, guys, so there you are, your fall foliage, and have a lot of fun with this. Okay, so my announcement, real fast. If you replay's over. If you want to go on your merry way and paint. Facebook. Been trying it for 4 years. It's not working. It's not supporting itself, and I am totally not talking to all of you lovely people and most of you in here that have been amazing with your support and your help. Absolutely amazing. And you're the reason that I have not had this conversation, because you guys are amazing. And it's not something that I want to do, but I have to put my efforts towards opportunities that might be a little more self-sustaining. So I know I have all these canvases behind me, and I'm constantly talking. These are all repainted by my mother. These are all gessoed paintings that I have sacrificed and repainted by my mom. Okay? These are not brand new canvases. There's one brand new one. Everything else is a do-over. Okay? And these are for a party I have coming up in October. So I don't want you guys looking at all this stuff. Like, she's got so much stuff, right? My red paint, almost empty. So, and February's intake of stars wasn't enough to buy even a red paint. So, it's with a heavy heart. Not giving up on you guys. I love you guys. But I'm going to drop Facebook down to twice a month. Also, I have a lot of other things going on that I'm trying to adjust. I'm still working on making the studio out in the living room. I'm adventuring into different mediums. Also trying to explore other avenues that would be a little more self-sustaining. Even with all of you amazing people, you know who you are. You know I love yous. You know I would do anything for yous. It's just been, it's just not working. It's just not working. And I'm putting a lot of energy and effort for the past 4 years. And I need to focus my energies on other opportunities that might work out to be better. Keep, you know, you might lose track of what every other week is, okay? I might lose track of what every other week is. I do promise you twice a month, probably a how-to and a painting. With October coming up, I saved a bunch of ideas for Halloween paintings. So, just, it's okay. It's nobody's in here. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, you try and you keep trying, but sometimes you have to, I think it's time. And, I love you all. So, just pay attention to when I post the event page and when I say this Friday and this is what we're doing. Absolutely, if you're working on stuff, direct message me. I am not disappearing from Facebook. I'm not saying I'm done. I'm just not going to commit to weekly because I can't keep up with the supplies needed. I'm starting to not be able to keep up with the ideas. And I'm going to, you know, I don't mind bringing you guys to the next level. Like you guys said already. I don't mind doing that at all. So we will revisit a lot of how-tos, like I did the how-to mountains and the how-to, I've done a how-to fall foliage, but I knew this one, there was other things I wanted to show you and talk to you about, especially seeing your paintings and some of the common mistakes that are being made. So, thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, everybody, for all of your amazing support so far. 6,000% love it. So, let's just say, the stars, right, the intake, just, which is the same every month, the intake this month, and the dollar day, dollar day, and you know who you are, that was it. So, it just doesn't seem to be catching on, and I have to, I'm going to stop talking now, because I'm getting myself very emotional, and I feel terrible, but, it just has to happen. Alright, I love you all. Like I said, keep your eyes peeled for when I post the events and when they're going to be and what we're doing, okay? So pay attention to the page. Please still like and share. I'm still going to be sharing to the page. I still want your guys' feedback. I am not completely disappearing. I'm just not committing to every Friday night. We're going to try every other Friday night. So this way I'm not going through as much supplies or brain power, and I can focus some energies, hopefully, to other areas that'll work out. Like my studio I've been trying to do and other things. So I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry. Anyway, you guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. Becky, Tina, Joan, Cindy, Carolyn, Heather, Marcia, Tamara, and Kimberly. I hope you have lots and lots of fun. Yes, Sharon, I'm not disappearing. Just not a weekly thing. That's upside down. happens when I get all mushy. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun playing around with fall foliage. We're going to have some Halloween paintings coming up, and I love you all. Y'all warm my heart. You guys have an amazing week, and I'm going to see you soon, okay? Bye, everybody.